welcome to my kitchen. If you're new here, my name is Cassie, and this is my space. Today, I'm going to bake a lemon chiffon cake, right? So, I have already pre-measured all of my ingredients, and I'm ready to place them in the blender. So, this recipe calls for 6 egg, but it's 6 egg yolks that you're going to place in the cake. So you're going to allow the eggs to come to room temperature, separate the yolk from the egg white, because you're going to take the egg white and you're going to make meringue that you're going to fold into the cake. All right, and that's going to make it very moist and very spongy. All right, so this recipe calls for 6 egg yolks in the cake and 6 egg whites for the meringue. All right. Then you have to have 220 grams of flour for those who bake by weight. That is 1 3/4 cups of flour. And I've already sifted the flour. Then it calls for milk, and I'm using whole milk, and it's 180 milliliters of milk. And you're going to alternate the flour and the milk. All right. Then you have to add a 1/2 cup of white granulated sugar. And to the flour, you're going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And of course, I use Rumford. And this is White Lily, all-purpose flour. And it's optional if you would like to add salt. You can add a 1/2 teaspoon of salt to it as well. And then make sure that you sift your flour. Then you're going to add 2 tablespoons of lemon extract. And if you would like to bake a vanilla chiffon cake, you can add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. If you would like to do any other flavors, just make sure that it's 2 teaspoons of the extract that you're going to add. All right. So let's get started with today's bake. So to the blender, I'm going to add the 1/2 cup of sugar, and I'm going to add my 6 egg yolks. And again, you do have to allow your eggs to come to room temperature. And as you know, when you have yolks, they're going to cling to everything, so you want to make sure that you scoop everything into the blender. So I will place it on stir just to get everything incorporated and make sure that the egg yolks are all broken. And I'm just going to speed up my my speed here. Next, I'm going to add flour. And this is a fairly simple cake, but you can make some modifications to it if you would like by changing the extracts. You can also change the type of flour that you use and also the milk. So I'm going to alternate between the flour and the milk, starting with flour and ending with flour as usual. Right now, I just want to get everything mixed together. I'm not worried about getting a real good blend right now. I just want to make sure that it all get mixed in together. And that it's well incorporated. I'll add some more milk. portion of flour. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today. This is D-Day, so make sure you thank a veteran, a soldier, a police officer. You know, I think it's like 80 years ago today that D-Day was fought. We always want to be grateful for those who have served so that we can be served. So I added the remaining milk. Now I'm going to add the remaining flour. You always want to have some that cleans. Okay. So I'm stirring it really well. Now I'm going to increase my speed. With this, I want to try and get a very good mix. So I'm going to increase the speed. Now I'm going to just simply, as usual, scrape the sides of my mixing bowl, because with this one, you know the eggs are going to want to stick, and definitely so. So you want to make sure that you scrape the sides of the bowl and that you scrape the bottom of it to make sure that the eggs get blended in very well. Again, you want everything to be well incorporated. You don't want any egg streaks in your cake. Right. Right. So now I'm just going to turn this on, and I'm going to let this mix very well. And I'll move on to my flavor. So here I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of the lemon extract, and I'm using, as you know, Watkins pure lemon. So I'm just going to go ahead and add it. And just allow everything to come together. Okay? So I will increase the speed and allow this to blend, and while that's blending, I'm going to prepare the meringue. So in the meringue, you want to add the 6 egg whites, and you want to add 1/8 of a teaspoon of cream of tartar to your egg white. Okay? Now when you're preparing the meringue, what you want to do is you want to blend your egg whites. You want to make sure everything is consistent, and you're going to get like some, it's going to be white, it's going to look foamy, kind of like marshmallows, but when you know that the meringue is ready is when you take your blender and you have like the peaks when you pull out of your meringue. So I'm going to use my handheld blender while that's mixing to prepare the meringue. Okay, I'm going to plug it in here. And I'm going to place you on a brief pause while I whip this, the egg whites and the cream of tartar into meringue. Okay, I have the meringue ready. I'm just going to show you right quick. When you pull out, you want to have the peaks. That lets you know that your meringue is ready. When you can form the peaks. Okay. All right. So now I'm ready to fold my egg whites into the batter. So I'm just going to simply add a little bit of the meringue into the batter, not all of it. Of course, I'm just going to place it on stir. I'm just getting it all incorporated together. I don't want a mad beat on it. Then I'm going to add the remaining egg whites, or meringue I should say, at this point. You want to make sure that the temperature in the room is conducive as well. You don't want it too humid, too hot. You need to keep it cool so that these will maintain their consistency. So now that I have everything in the mixing bowl, again I will fold my egg whites in, or my meringue in. I'm going to increase the speed. Reminds you of the angel cake. Is the category that it belongs in. So now I'm going to just simply scrape the sides of the mixing bowl and the bottom. And again, I just simply fold everything over. I go in circular motion, making sure that I'm getting the sides very well as the bottom. And if you've been watching my videos, you know that one thing about it is that mixing the cake, when you mix it very well and not too long to where it doesn't maintain its consistency of being fluffy, moist, you come up with a pretty good cake. So usually on any given cake, you know, between, I'll say 7 and 10 minutes. If you have more ingredients than this, 7 and 10 minutes. This will be probably about 5 to 6 minutes to beat. Right. So now I'm going to turn the blender back on, and I'm going to mix it for the final time. And while this is mixing, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my baking pan. Now, as you know, I have my oven already preset to 300. This is going to be a preset oven, preheated. I'm going to spray my baking pan. Make sure you spray it very well. Spray the sides. Don't forget the bottom. And definitely don't forget the flute. Because the key to your cake being released from the baking pan is based on how well you grease your pan. The next thing I'm going to do is add some white granulated sugar to the baking pan. As you know, that's one of my tips for a good release. So, baking pan ready. Just let the remaining drip back into the mixing bowl. And I think I got a really good mix on it. I don't have anything clinging to the sides. I don't see any yellow streaks of eggs. There's nothing resting on the bottom. So now I'm ready to add it to the baking pan. So with this one, I just pour it in. Alright, so now with this one, I'm going to do the same thing as I do with all the others. Although this one is a little loose, I'm going to tap it to release any air bubbles. Twist it a little, just making sure everything's evenly distributed. Okay. Right. Looks really good. So now I'm ready to place the cake in the oven to bake. So I have my temperature set at 300 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm going to place the cake. And I do have a liner in my oven, so I'm going to place it in the center. This pan is flat, so I don't have to adjust it. And of course, I place mine in the center, which is the hottest part of my oven, usually any oven. And then I'm going to allow it to bake for exactly 1 hour, which is 60 minutes, right? And I will check it with a toothpick and make sure that it is done before I remove it from the oven. And then I will pick you back up when it's time to remove it and allow it to cool. So stay tuned. Okay everyone, it is time to remove the cake from the oven. And it did take exactly an hour to bake. So the cake is ready. And I didn't bake a full pan because it's just me and my significant other, and we really don't need that much cake. So I kind of cut the ingredients in half. Alright, so I'm going to allow the cake to cool for roughly 10 minutes, and then after it cools, I'm going to release it onto the cake plate, and I'm going to sprinkle it with some powdered sugar, very lightly. Okay, so when it's time to release the cake, I will pick you back up. Okay everyone, I have allowed the cake to cool, and I have transferred it to the cake plate, and I have sprinkled it with a little confectionate sugar. As I said, this is a little bit on the angel food cake side, or the strawberry shortcake. So what I'm going to do with this chiffon cake is that I'm going to make it not just the lemon chiffon cake. I'm going to add some strawberries to it. I actually have the strawberries soaking here in some water, and I'm going to, well, I soaked them in salt water, and I'm just soaking them in some just cold water, and I'm going to slice them into pieces, halves, and I'm going to serve them with the cake. I will cut a slice so you can see the interior of the cake. And as you can see, it is very, very soft. It does have like that spring motion when you touch it. So as I said, I cut the recipe in half because I really didn't want, you know, a huge cake. We're just two of us, so this is just good enough. So this is what it looks like on the inside. It's very pretty. Let's turn the light on here. And as you can see, if you press down on it, it's like a sponge. It bounces back. Okay. It's very, very, very moist, very soft. And I'm gonna go ahead and taste this. Although I'm going to finish garnishing it, I'll go ahead and taste it. It has a very, very good taste to it. Very light, moist, lemony. I say it turned out very well. And again, I'm going to garnish it with some, I might do half blueberries and half strawberries, just to have a variety, have something different. Okay. So that's my bake of today. I'd like to thank you for joining me. If you are a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. If you just drifted by, I hope you see something that you like that encourages you to subscribe. Please click the notification bell because you'll be the first to see whatever video I post as soon as it's posted to YouTube. Please leave a comment in the comment section below. Make sure it's a positive one because remember, we live our life in a positive light, not a negative. There's enough trolls on YouTube. We don't need any more, right? So please like, subscribe, click the notification bell, share, and leave a comment. I appreciate you for coming along with me today on this epic bake. I would like to encourage you to encourage someone else, enlighten someone else, be a positive vibe in someone's life, speak positivity, over the things that are somewhat out of our control. Someone may be going through who knows what, and the only positive inspiration that they have is what they receive from you. So be a friend to someone, be kind, and I will see you guys on the next bake, prep, or cook. Have a great one.